Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Facebook land. How you doing? Carmel here. Just wanted to hop on and, as the title says, talk about how to profit in business despite the hard times. Now, I'm not talking big corporations. Let's make this really clear, guys. I'm talking to people who own their own business, people who are small to medium businesses. So I'm not talking, I'm not talking to the big corporations. Perhaps you're a little bit like me and you work from home. This is my office here behind me. So I've stepped out of the office to really pay attention and speak to you. But it's really difficult at times, and people I work with, I'm getting a lot of this. So as you pop on, guys, please put a thumbs up, put a heart, let me know you're there. If you're watching this later, please put a comment in underneath. I'm not going to say hello to people all the way through because I know that when you're rewatching it later, it's a little bit annoying. So we won't do that, but please do let me know you're there. I love to say, give me a wave, let me know that you're there. So we're talking about how to profit in business despite the hard times. And when I'm talking hard times, it's not just financial hard times, it's in here hard times a lot. So I know that you love your business, and it sometimes gets hard when you're the only person that you have to answer to. You don't have a boss, you don't have somebody that's telling you where to go. Well, maybe you have that, maybe you're just starting your new business. But in general, and you don't always want to admit that it's bloody hard, am I right? You just don't always want to, because you don't know where it's safe to admit that it's hard. So to admit failure, or that you're struggling, I find quite often I've been to a few different events. And when I say in a networking event, for example, hey, hands up who's struggling in their business, people don't put their hand up. They don't want to admit in a group of their peers that maybe they're struggling, that maybe they're a little bit stuck or in a dark place. So what happens is when you go into that dark place, when you go down into that, oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing, what am I doing this for? Quite often you end up exhausted. You're not sure why you're there, but you're in that slump again. You're going, oh my God, is this all worthwhile? And look, it happens to me too. It happened to me actually last week, where I felt an unresourceful anger coming up sometimes with stupid little things and things that would normally not bother me at all. And that was a signal to me that something wasn't quite right. And I was feeling a bit lost, as in, what do I do next? What's the step next? And guys, I don't mind admitting stuff in this environment. Hey, I'm absolutely fine. Give me a few thumbs up, remember, guys. Because I know that you guys are going through the same, or at least if you're running business for yourself at some stage, you're going through the same, or you will hit the same. You hit that, the momentum is building, and all of a sudden you go, what was I doing? Where was I? Which one will I do next? There's so much stuff to do, isn't there? And then if you go into sometimes the unresourceful drama, where you go into the unresourceful, maybe you're watching a little bit too much YouTube, or maybe you're watching and paying attention to what's going on in somebody else's business or somebody else's drama, because it's easier than actually having to sit with it sometimes and actually feel the feelings and bring it up. So my purpose for being here and talking to you about this today is because I think it's not spoken about enough. I think people are too scared to admit, hey, things aren't going well for me and I don't know what to do with it. Or what's even worse sometimes is, things are going great, why do I feel like crap? So it leaves you quite often exhausted and you're wondering, well, maybe is it all worth it? Should I just go and get a bloody job? So I know you're saying, what's the bloody answer to it? Well, the only one thing I know, the only one thing that I absolutely 100% know, guys, is the very first step in all of this, and it comes in 3 parts, which I'll go through with you in a minute, but the very first step is you have to learn. You simply must know how to manage yourself. That's the very first thing. You must find out and discover, and guys, it's easier than you think when you don't get in this bubble of I'm doing it all on my own. So there's three parts of it. So people say to me, oh, it's tricky. How do I manage myself? I don't know. What routine do I go in? And I found that difficult at times too. Somebody said to me the other day, Carmen, you're the most self-motivated person I've met. And I was like, huh? Because to me, in my internal dialogue, sometimes that's not the case. It's not always, but sometimes it's not the case. So anyway, back to how do you manage yourself? Comes in three parts as far as I'm aware. And the very first part is, guys, lighten up. You're not on your own, but just lighten up. Everyone goes through this at some stage, and it's okay. It's perfectly normal. There is nothing, zero, zilch, nada, whatever word you want to put on it. There is nothing wrong with you to feel like this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is the same thing that other people that are building a business will go through. So it's absolutely perfectly fine to feel a bit, I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I'm not sure what the next step is. I'm not sure what I should do. Oh my God, I'm all on my own. And that comes to step number 2. You're not on your own. You need to develop the ability to be able to reach out. Reach out to somebody who can help support you on your journey. And what I mean by that is don't just go with your best friend for a coffee. By all means, do that sometimes, guys. But I mean, if you're stuck in your business and you're not sure where to go next, don't just stick and go with your best friend with a coffee who may tell you, hey, just go back and get a job. You want to be able to reach out and understand you're not on your own, but somebody that has your back, somebody that is your cheer squad, somebody that is going to help you to step up a little bit, somebody that will hold the space just for you to be heard, because you already know what you need to do, right? You don't need somebody telling you that, but sometimes you want a safe space to do it. So that's actually number 2. So number 1 is lighten up and realize, don't be too hard on yourself, be kind to yourself. Number 2 is realize you're not on your own and reach out to somebody. Just reach out, have a chat and say, hey, I'm really stuck around this. Have you ever experienced that? And I can tell you, I absolutely have. So number 3 is, and this is really, really easy, guys. However, it's really easy, but it has repercussions that really do reverberate right throughout everything in your life. And that is, make a decision to change one thing. One thing. Imagine that. If I change one thing, then everything will be all right. Because here's the thing. It's not just the thing you change. It's what goes on inside here. So we have 3 different brains, and that's a whole other live that we'll talk about. And we have 3 different ways of making those decisions. So we want to talk in a way that's going to escalate through all these 3 different brains and not have any barriers. So the first brain, just for example, is your reptilian brain. So it's very much around a yes, no answer. There isn't anything else about it. So we want to kind of decide and make it easy. We don't want to make it complicated. Let's change one thing. So when you realize you can change one thing, then you start telling that brain, and it escalates the others, hang on, if one thing can change and be effortless, then so can something else. Do you get what I mean? I trust you're understanding the level I'm going to with this, because you're telling yourself, I can change one thing and make it a habit, so therefore I can change a lot of things. So if the only one thing that you change is to reach out and get some help, well then, surely that's the beginning of all the other change escalating and cascading down. Trust that makes sense for you guys. So I've been really passionate about this, and here's the thing. I'm going to tell you and let you into a little secret. I've been here, guys. I've been to I have to build a business. I have to do it on my own. Oh my God, I have to keep doing this. I have to keep pushing it. What if I fail? What if I stuff up? What if I go back to square one again? Which, by the way, I have done a few times, guys. But what is square one anyway? So if you feel that you don't know where to go and you are feeling a bit stuck, like I'm talking about now, happens to us all, as I say, please, please, please have a look at these 3 steps. Number 1 is lighten up on yourself, be kind. Number 2 is to reach out to somebody. And number 3 is just make an agreement in here that you can change one thing. So if the one thing that you need to change, or you're a bit struggling with any of this, that's cool. Well done. You're here, you're watching, you're rewatching, whatever that is. If you're not sure who to reach out to that's going to support you, reach out to me. Trust me, I've been there. Reach out to me, and I promise you, hand on my heart, that I will not tell you to give up. I will never tell you to give up. And I won't tell you that you're stuck and that you should go and do something else and that you should get a job. But I will hold space for you. I will hold the space to listen to you. I will hold the space to push you in a way for you to find the answer that you already know. And I really want to hammer down on that. You actually already know the answers down here. It's just getting a bit hazy and fuzzy with all that stuff. So reach out to me, private message me, say, hey, let's have a chat, Carmel, because I'm happy to have that chat with you. If you're a bit confused of where you need to have the chat and you're going, look, I'm really doing great in business, but I'm not quite sure what the next step is, or I'm not getting the money in that I need to get in. Well, cool. Give me a buzz. Let's have a chat. Private message me. Let's do that. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I really want you to get this. I believe in you. Do you? So guys, thank you for being on. Put a comment in. Send me a private message if you want to hook up, because I promise you, you will actually leave that call feeling really motivated and ready to rock, or whatever that is for you. If not, that's cool. You've got a benefit out of today's video. Awesome. But for now, it's going to be bye from me.